Well, I'm old, so that happens. Well, I'm here to do our news update for today. Want to get that done while I'm waiting for my late lunch to arrive because I do have to go live again on my main channel. So hopefully you guys are here for your news update. Hopefully you get an alert or notification from YouTube so you can come on in. And anyone who is new, welcome. And I hope that you will subscribe and hang around because we do news. We don't do conjecture, editorialism, um, just no ignorance. Like just the news, just the facts, right? Welcome to anybody who just popped in. It's time for our news update while I wait for my delivery food to show up. And let's talk about what is happening currently in the world. I can't even say in this country, in the world, honey. There's a lot of things going on. So I have to get into it. I feel like I have a responsibility, and this is my channel to do just that. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Y'all, please hit the like button. I believe there's like 3 buttons you can tap and you can hit like. I think I'm going to be utilizing the vertical lives a lot more on this channel because it just makes it easier for me, right? So first things first, there's a bit of a warning that I do need to give. Hey, Leah Aries, there has been a food recall, major grocery chain recalls. They're saying there's an issue with salmonella contamination. So please be aware. Let me see if I can pull that article up so I can let y'all know about it. I don't want anybody to get sick. We got children and grandchildren to raise and whatnot, and we don't need anybody getting sick if we can help it, okay? So let's get into it. Hold on. Let's pull the article up. And I hope everybody's having a great Thursday. All right. Here we go. Yeah, it's looking like there's a bit of a problem. A little bit of a problem. So let's try to get into it. I'm trying to get it straight from the government sites. I know we can't really trust the government, but that still does not mean we can't put the information out. So this one went out on this week. This is this week. Okay. We've already talked about the beef with McDonald's. Um, So Bruce Pack is the company. Hi, Newful K. Welcome. Please subscribe to my channel. Okay, subscribe. Please come back. Bruce Pack recalls ready-to-eat meat, poultry products due to possible listeria contamination. They're saying be careful at Trader Joe's picking up produce because of salmonella, because of who they get their salmonella from. Not their salmonella, who they get their produce from. Um, the ready to eat meat, that was a warning for the schools, so be careful if your kids are eating school lunches, like ask questions or possibly pack lunches for them until this blows over. Okay, so I did want to put that out. Another thing that I do want to bring everybody's attention to, hey, God's anointed daughter. The other thing I want to bring attention to, y'all, is the fact that we do have some things happening that we need to pay attention to local, and I won't say locally, but at least within the country. Y'all know election day is approaching. I'm going to encourage everybody to stay safe. Hey, DS, and I'm going to say it again. I'm encouraging y'all to stay safe. Okay, and that goes for this evening too. All of us do not celebrate Halloween. Some of us are actually like Christian and we really don't do that. So if you are going to be going out or you have children going out, be safe, be careful. Belicious, I'm gonna be back on the other channel. I just figured while I'm waiting for my food to be delivered so I can go back on time on the front porch, I can go ahead and get the news update in because it's super, super important. Okay, now another quick warning on top of telling y'all to be safe if y'all are out there celebrating Devil Day. No knocks, but if y'all celebrate Devil Day, when you go out there, be careful, okay? Number one, witches are active, so you might want to be, mindful, spiritually protected. And you also would probably want to be careful physically because we do have a lot of criminals And not just your regular criminals. We got new imported criminals into America. So you might want to be careful, letting your children go outside at night unsupervised. So, just food for thought. Now, the CDC is putting out some claims too, and y'all need to be aware. The CDC says that walking pneumonia is spiking. I repeat. Yes, Lopex, I call Halloween Devil Day. I'm a whole fool with it, okay? So please come back again. You are welcome. Um, this is according to CDC, and you can find this article on NPR. Walking pneumonia is spiking, according to the CDC, especially in children. So children are popping up with walking pneumonia, okay? So this is super important. Make sure y'all like this video, share this video. If you or your kid has had a cough that's been lingering, okay, the CDC says that mycoplasma pneumonia are surging across the U.S., especially among young kids, okay? Preeti Sharma is a pediatric pulmonologist who has seen the rise up close. She's an associate professor of pediatrics of UT Southwestern and Children's Health in Dallas, and a mom of two. At the end of May, her 12-year-old daughter came home from school with what looked like a typical summer cold. She had a runny nose. Excuse me. She had a runny nose, some sneezing, a little bit of a sore throat, and a bit of a feeling tired, low appetite type stuff, right? She said, and then the cough started. We just kind of watched it progress until she had this very lingering, deep, disruptive cough. The cough is what tipped Sharma off that her daughter had mycoplasma pneumonia. It's caused by an infection with the bacteria Mycoplasma pneumoniae. The CDC says cases began rising across the U.S. in the spring and summer, and that the surge has continued into fall. Sharma says in Dallas they saw a big spike after kids went back to school. Y'all know kids are dirty. They share germs. They don't like nothing better than to share germs, okay? So just be careful. That is a concern. It's very real if you have children or grandchildren, like most of us ladies my age. Keep an eye, especially if you got nieces or daughters with young children and they're first time mothers. They may not be as well versed or as careful as possibly some of us old veterans may be. But please keep an eye on the children because walking pneumonia is a problem. It's a real thing, okay? Now, not to be a Debbie Downer, but Finland is saying some things that I think all of us need to pay attention to. And yes, I said Finland. I did. Y'all know my take on a lot of things. As far as especially Black America, we are the canary in the coal mine. If it goes bad, we're going to get it the worst, and we're probably going to get it first. So I talk about everything over here. Please try to keep up with us. Be patient. Now, the EU is telling, Finland said so, but now the European Union is also telling their citizens to stock up with at least 3 days worth of supplies for nuclear disaster. Now, you might say, Nitra, what the hell are you talking about? Let me tell you what I'm talking about. Hey, U.S. Army brat, you want to bear this in mind because the wind is not contained to one place. The wind blows in every direction. If they go nuclear over there, meaning if they keep, monkeying around and bothering with Vladimir Putin and he gets tired of their foolishness and presses the freaking button, you can guarantee that the wind and the currents is going to carry that same radioactivity from there to here. There's no way we're going to escape it. There's no way that they're going to press a button over there and nothing is going to affect us over here. Now, do I think we're in the same amount of danger as people who are up close and personal? No, I don't. But I also think that we better pay attention because our governments do not seem to care that they are putting us in danger by picking fights with people like Russia, China, and North Korea who will push the button. And they very much have the means to push the button. Okay, so y'all just be aware, like have it in the back of your mind, have a plan, because if they push the button, we're going to have a little bit of a problem over here too. I'm just saying, okay? Next up in the news, we got to talk about something else, okay? There is information out here that I think we are willfully overlooking, and I'm not comfortable doing it. I'm not comfortable overlooking it. So we're going to talk about something. And I know I have quite a few people who support one group or the other who pop in on either of my channels, be it this channel or on my main channel where we, get on the front porch and we just gossip. There is a very disturbing situation that took place. All right, Lopez says English is my second language. Canary in the mine. I understand. I like. I'm glad that you like it. I'm glad that you like it. I appreciate you being here and talking with me. Thank you for talking to me. Um, we got to talk about what went on in California. So there's a situation that happened in California while Kamala Harris was in office. And I think that we're not doing anybody any favors by hiding information. Information has to be out. I think it's important that everyone has all of the information so that everybody can make their own decisions and make intelligent decisions, okay? So let's get this information. I want y'all to listen to something. I really want y'all to listen to this. I listened to this story. I listened to it more than once because I wanted to make sure I understood what was being said and the implications of what was being said. Okay? It is very important. It's very important that we don't turn a blind eye and just turn a deaf ear and say, "Oh, it's about somebody we want to like, so we don't listen to it." We got to listen to everything. We got to listen to everything. So, this is what we're going to do. There is a lady and she has a story. Okay. This is stuff that you can check. Y'all know I don't report anything until I fact check and make sure that it's an accurate story. And this one, you can actually go pull it up on the Daily Mail. Like other people have covered it. It's not just, one person. This is a lady. Let me make sure I'm saying her name right. Her name is Cherie Peoples. Okay. Cherie Peoples has a story. Cherie Peoples says that she lost her house and her job and nearly lost her children um, due to Kamala Harris's war on truancy after her disabled 11-year-old daughter missed school. The headline alone, I was like, let's see what's going on, right? This is what is being said. This is what's in the article. When police pounded on Cherie Peoples' door and placed her in handcuffs, she tried to explain that it was all a misunderstanding. Her 11-year-old daughter was disabled and had only missed school because she was in severe pain and needed hospital treatment. Go talk to Kamala Harris, an officer growled back at the woman in pajamas. Place your hands behind your back. Okay, she was a single mom, 45. And they did the whole perp walk, took her to jail and everything like that. Now, her daughter Shayla had sickle cell anemia, a chronic blood disorder which left her struggling to walk as an 11-year-old. Her bouts of excruciating pain forced her to miss school 60 times in a single year. But this is now back to the mom. Her 2013 arrest was all a part of a splashy war on truancy championed by then Attorney General Harris. More than a decade later, she's now pitching herself to the American electorate as tough on crime former DA who took down predators, gangs, and fraudsters in California. Cherie was none of those things. She sounds like a mama to me. She was none of those things. And yet she was treated like a common criminal and put through 2 years of hell before the case was finally dropped. Wow. Cherie says, my baby was sick, and the school knew that. But Kamala Harris could not wait to throw a black woman with a disabled child into jail. She's fake. She has no empathy, and her policies are bad for parents. My message to Black Americans: do not trust Kamala Harris. That is what Miss People said. And I understand why that lady would feel that way. The troubling story of how a low income minority parent found herself in the crosshairs of one of America's most powerful political figures is examined in the new documentary, Arrested by Kamala, a Black Mother's Story. So, this lady is telling her story. Let me let y'all hear a little bit about what she has to say, but y'all know me. I'm not going to go into all of it and drag it out, but I do want y'all to go and investigate on your own and draw your own conclusions. Everybody should, investigate things for yourself. Don't take anybody's word for anything, not even me. Go and investigate for yourselves. Y'all, please hit my like button and then listen to Cherie.
I intend to fight for Black Lives Matters. I intend to fight.
If Black Lives matter to her, why didn't I matter?
Because of truancy, California public schools lose $1.4 billion a year in funding.
I want money.
I don't agree what Kamala Harris did to my mom.
So I decided I was going to start prosecuting parents for truancy.
And I spent a majority of my time here at the hospital.
When Kamala Harris was the California Attorney General, she had me arrested and prosecuted because my handicapped daughter was sick in the hospital and had missed some days of school.
I have sickle cell anemia. Sickle cell anemia is a hereditary disease, and it is very, very painful.
In 2012, like all California parents, I received a threatening letter from Kamala Harris saying, we'll go to jail for a year if our kids even miss 10% of school days. Little did I know, there was a warrant out for my arrest. All of a sudden, the police is outside my house, and they started banging on the door. They told me I was under arrest for my child missing school. I was shocked. I said, but my baby is sick. The school knows that. And they said, go talk to Kamala Harris. Place your hands behind your back.
My mom did nothing wrong. We did everything we were supposed to. I was always reading doctor's notes, always calling the school to let them know that I was in the hospital.
But my hell was just beginning. They gave me 2 charges. I spent the next 2 years in court fighting these charges. Kamala assigned her nastiest prosecutors to my case.
My homicide prosecutors, my gang prosecutors. And they went over there and I said, when you go over there, look really mean.
All the time I had to spend going to court, I was struggling to care for my shame.
We are going to make sure that you face the full force and consequences of the law.
I lost my job and couldn't pay rent, and we got evicted. I became homeless. We had to move into a motel.
And I ended up being in the hospital a lot during her trial. And that hospital stay was when I had my stroke. I had a stroke about 4 or 5 days ago. And right now I'm doing pretty good. My hand is doing okay, I guess.
Let's be clear. My values have not changed.
Look, I am not a political person, but I want people to know what Kamala Harris has did to me. If she do it to me, she will abuse anyone if you give her the power.
The truancy program, I got a lot of criticism too. Did you actually lock anybody up?
No, we never locked anybody up.
That lying whore.
But far few.
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. I can't listen to no more. I apologize. I screamed before I knew it. I am so sorry. She sat her butt up there in front of Charlemagne and said she didn't lock no. I can't y'all, I'm sorry. The information is out there. You can pull it up on Daily Mail. Like, just typing in. I think NPR has an article on it. A lot of people have articles on it. I think the documentary that they did on this lady, Cherie Peoples, I think it's on YouTube. You can find it there. I can't listen no more to that because it was getting to be a lot watching that little girl cry about her mama being arrested because she was sick. I'm not watching no more. I can't. Y'all, that was a lot. It was another audio I was going to play, but now I'm thinking I shouldn't, because I don't think I can take it. And if I can't take it, I'm pretty sure other people can't take it either. I will tell you what's in the audio, and y'all can go listen to it on your own. It's all over Twitter and whatnot. It's one of the mothers whose child was abducted, assaulted, and then murdered by an illegal. And it was a horrific story, and I just found it very interesting that Ms. Harris still has not even called to extend condolences for the loss of this woman's child's life after she invited those people into this country to take that woman's child's life. Listen, I can't, that one I cannot listen to anymore. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm gonna get back to being professional, but I literally felt like screaming when I heard her say, "Oh no, we didn't lock up anybody." Y'all have to go listen to that, to Cherie People's story, because I did listen to the whole thing, but I did not hear that clip of her lying through her teeth to Charlemagne, to Leonard, saying she didn't arrest anybody. What I did hear was that that lady had to fight for 2 years, and we heard Kamala say with out of her own mouth that she sent her murder and gang DAs and told them to go look tough to prosecute and attack a mother. And it wasn't just her, it was more than her, it was multiple parents, but they tried to tell her to just take a deal and accept 1 year in jail, even though they knew this woman hadn't done anything wrong. She filled out all the paperwork at her child's school to let them know that the baby was sick. Like, she did everything she was supposed to do, and she still was prosecuted and persecuted for her child having sickle cell anemia, which is an autoimmune disease which proportionately, more or less completely, only affects African Americans in this country and all over the world. Like, that's something that's kind of more or less just limited to African and African American population. So that was crazy. That was really, really crazy. Um, she I'm trying to be professional, y'all. Forgive me. She still has not responded or answered to that. I'm not sure why she feels like she doesn't have to respond or answer to that, but whatever the case may be, she doesn't think she has to. So we're going to leave it at that, right? Another thing that has taken place that I got to bring y'all's attention to, another reason why I'm telling y'all to be careful, be super careful when y'all are out there voting on voting Tuesday, okay? Because I think that we're in a powder keg, and I think this country is about to get super violent, and I don't feel all that safe, and I don't think you should either. I think you should be careful, and I'm going to tell you why. Reason number 1 through 10 is because there has been a lot of reports of voter fraud going on, okay? And you might say, Nitra, why does that make it unsafe? Well, let me tell you why. Because there's a lot of people that feel very strongly about the voter fraud situation, and they're saying things that make me feel like they could well become violent in the event that they think that fraud is taking place. Okay. Now, there was an incident where some people had ballots requested for them, and they said that they did not request these ballots, and so people are saying that, hey, this is giving organized voter fraud. I believe voter fraud is going to happen 100%. In the state of Virginia, they had I think they said thousands of people on the voter roll who were illegal and were not supposed to be voting, and our Justice Department fought them to keep those illegal names on the voter roll. The state of Virginia had to go to the Supreme Court and fight to get the illegal names taken off of the voter rolls. But here recently, like in the last day or so, for the early voting, another incident has taken place. Let me let y'all hear this, because with all this stuff going on, I do not trust either side. And I feel like there are some people who are going to feel as though they have to defend the voting booth, and they have to defend the validity of the voting process. And I do believe that some of the people who feel very strongly about what's taking place, um, I feel that they may become violent. And I think that y'all need to take this very seriously. Don't take it for a joke. Don't take it lightly. Like, oh, well, if they steal the vote, no big deal. First of all, it is a big deal. And secondly, some of the people who feel strongly about it, we don't know how they're going to respond. We do not know that it's going to be safe out there. So, and especially considering that a lot of us are ladies, please let's be careful. And then I'm going to put something else to you because I want y'all to think about something else too. Okay? I'm trying to find the nice way to say it because it's not always the nice way to say it. Hey, Diva 2, you voted a week ago. Straight up. That's what's up. If you can do it early, if you were able to do it early, very good move. And on that Tuesday, probably stay indoors. But I'm trying to find a nice way to say what I need to say. There may not be a nice way to say it, so I'm just going to say it. Black women have been used as like the poster children or mascots for the Harris campaign. I don't like that for a lot of reasons. One, because a whole lot of us are not voting for her. A whole lot of us would never vote for her. But because black women have been used as poster children or mascots for her campaign, if people feel like folks that are working for her or with her have stolen a vote, we cannot be sure that will not target us. Like, I don't know if y'all noticed, but I'm black. Okay? Help me out. Put a 1 in the chat if you noticed I was black. Put a 7 in the chat if this is new information. No, really. Put a 1 in the chat if you saw me and you picked up right away that I was black. Put a 1 in the chat. But if this is new information and you had no idea I was black, please put a 7 in the chat. Because, everybody might not know. Right? Since we play the game now where people, oh no, I'm black, you just didn't know it. So maybe people didn't know it. I'm black. Me. I know it's shocking. Hi, Reva. Hi, Reva. It's shocking. This is like really crazy out there information, right? So, with the fact that news stories are coming out almost daily at this point, leading up to the election, right? Hey, Quan. And they keep catching voter fraud. We got fires in the ballot boxes. We got all kind of stuff going on. If, in fact, theft happens, or if people believe that theft is going on, if they start catching, fraudulent activities at the voting booth, in their minds, I don't know that they're not going to look at me or some of you or my daughter and say that we're a problem and become violent with us. We don't know that we're going to be safe after this election. Let's be very clear. And I don't feel like it's fair because I know I didn't give permission for anybody to lump me into any group and say that, hey, she's a black woman. I'm sure she's a part of this. I'm sure she's participating. I am not participating in it. I'm not a part of it. I don't agree with what's happening. And I really don't want anybody using me for target practice. That's all I'm saying. So this is why I'm bringing this stuff to your attention, because I'm not going to play that other clip either because it's kind of incendiary. But I will tell you what's going on. So, I got my notebook with my notes. During early voting, there was a non-resident alien who was caught voting. This was a student from the University of Michigan. He used his student ID and he went and casted an early vote. He is from China. He is a Chinese national. He is not an American. This happened over in Michigan. He casted an illegal vote. They're saying that once the vote has been casted, they cannot remove it. So it doesn't matter what he did, they cannot remove it. And he was only caught because he turned himself in. And I don't want us to let this go over our heads and be like, oh, it's no big deal. This is a huge deal, because if these people start to feel, hey, Anjanetta Porter, if they start to feel like grand scale theft is going on for the other campaign, for the Harris campaign, and people have decided that they're going to frame black women as the mascots for her campaign, then we're in danger. And I'm going to be completely honest and transparent. I'm not comfortable with that. I'm not comfortable with that. I think that we need to start looking into some things and considering some things, and maybe making some very clear statements about the fact that we're not involved. And I don't think that we need to be put out front as anybody's poster children. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm nobody's human shield at all. If they steal anything, have stolen, plan to steal more, it has nothing to do with me. I'm not participating in any theft or any fraud. I'm a U.S. national citizen. I was born here in Ocala, Florida, at what at the time was called Monroe Memorial Hospital. I am a U.S. citizen. I am not doing anything illegal. I am not committing voter fraud. I'm not voting on behalf of anyone else. My vote is not for sale. I am not helping anyone who is illegal to vote cast a vote. I'm not doing anything. And I don't think that we should be taking the attitude that this has nothing to do with us. This has everything to do with us. Everything. Because nobody's going to use me as a scapegoat. And I will let y'all know that up front. I will use both of my platforms to be extremely loud and obnoxious if need be, to make it clear that I have nothing to do with this. And not only that, I don't like the idea that, like the rhetoric that's out, oh, black men are the problem, and oh, Obama talked to the black men. No, don't pretend like it's just black men that's not involved. It's a lot of black women who are not involved either. We're not involved. We're not involved. Thank you, management. Because first off, I'm too old to be dodging bullets. See my gray? I got gray all through here. You know why? Because I'm not a baby. I'm somebody's grandmother. I am too old to be dodging bullets. Hey, Miss Kaiser Sose. So I'm just saying, I'm putting that out there. I'm aware that voter fraud is taking place. I'm aware that there are illegal aliens voting. I'm aware that there are resident aliens who are not here illegally who are actually voting. I'm aware that the state of Virginia had thousands of illegal people on the voting rolls and had to go all the way to the Supreme Court to get those people taken off the voting rolls. I'm even aware about people ordering ballots for people behind their backs without their consent to cast fraudulent votes. I'm aware of the fires in the ballot boxes. I'm even aware of the University of Michigan student from China who is not legal, who casted a vote and turned himself in. I am aware of all of these things, and I have nothing to do with it. I would like to say on behalf of black women, none of us have anything to do with it, but I can't say that because I've seen quite a few black women who are complicit in some of the stuff that's going on. But I'm telling you, I don't have nothing to do with it. I'm being very clear because I'm not doing target practice. Okay? Now, more stuff is coming out too about the tech side of this election. Is getting weird. Reva said, I'm black and I'm not voting for that lady. Me either, Reva. I'm not voting for that lady either. I would never vote for that lady. She's done terrible things. I want nothing to do with it. My hands no there. My hands are clean. Nothing on them. Okay? But it's just getting real creepy. It's getting real, like, I'm not comfortable. I'm not. I've gone places. I've already gotten a stink eye from people, and I have nothing to do with it. My best friend in the world is an oxygen representative, and I won't say what company, but she's still in Ocala. And her business was even hurt because of this, because people saw her, and she is a black woman and she's gorgeous. Hey, Toya. And they didn't want to give her business because they felt like she was supporting that campaign. And it's like, listen, everybody should support who they want to, but I don't like the idea that we have to like almost wear a t-shirt, a hat, and put a billboard on the back of our cars to say that we're not involved, because it's literally affecting everybody. And I think that the atmosphere on social media of trying to push and bully and attack is like, I feel like it's a part of it in a way, because what it does is it causes people who are not on that type of time, on that, who are not involved or who are not interested in supporting that campaign, to kind of keep silent, so the people who are making noise, who are people who are actually supporting it, so it makes it look like all of us are supporting even though we're not, if that makes sense. So y'all just be careful, take things seriously. When you see news updates, don't brush it off like, oh, that has nothing to do with us. It has everything to do with us, because it could be the difference in your safety or you not being safe. So just pay attention. You know how people get when they get all excited and passionate about things. This is America. This this is the land of the pow pow, and everybody has got firearms, and you might want to take it serious because everybody is not stable. And I'm just seeing signs that people are saying things. I was on social media yesterday, um, and someone was talking about the fraud that goes on, and apparently on ABC News, I believe it was Formula One, they flashed up like election, not scoring, but election numbers, and the election hasn't taken place. And so people were talking and they were like, hey, they're getting ready to steal. I think so too, really, to be honest. But it was a comment from one of the social media users that caught my attention. The gentleman said, you guys are only shocked because you haven't bought enough ammunition yet. And right then, my light bulb went off. I said, whoa, Nitra, you called it. These people are planning to get violent if they catch the thieving going on. I don't even think it's safe to do anything other than vote early, to be honest, because God forbid, they see people standing in line and they think that, maybe you're not supposed to be here. You don't know how rough this is going to get. And I really want us to take it seriously, because it could well mean the difference in your safety or you not being safe. So please take it serious. Please don't take it for a joke. It's a lot. So right about now, let's talk about what's going on with the Ukraine. Auntie Eva said, that's why I voted early. I thought about these things. I'm glad you voted early. Anybody who can vote early, probably you might want to do that. I don't think it's going to be safe on that Good Tuesday. I don't. So Zelensky says his feelings are hurt. Y'all got to hear this one, honey. He was begging for more money, as he's known to do. Zelensky had his feelings hurt because he thought he could trust the U.S. government as a partner. He trusted the U.S. government. How gullible, how goofy. U.S. officials recently leaked that Zelensky's victory plan included a request for long-range U.S. Tomahawk missiles. This is the plan he's been pitching to European and American leaders for weeks, but not really getting good responses. He got some money from America. We gave him some money. Apparently America always has money to give to foreign countries. Absolutely nothing for U.S. citizens. It can be a hurricane. It can be a fire. Look at Maui. You can be Flint, Michigan, and you can't even get clean water, but we've always got money to ship out of the country. So he did get some money, got a little money. Apparently that wasn't enough. And he got some money from the EU. I'm sure it wasn't as much as they got from America. But no commitments like he got in 2022. None whatsoever. Now he says he is upset, honey. He is upset because his requests for long range weapons were supposed to be confidential. But the Biden administration leaked it to the New York Times. Why would the Biden administration do that? Why would you leak it? So apparently Zelensky's upset because while he was begging for the HIMARS and all this weaponry, he was told that Biden wasn't going to tell nobody. Well, apparently somebody in the Biden administration leaked this over to the New York Times, and he's very upset about it. Now, some people are guessing or surmising that possibly they just want to put an end to this whole conflict because they're tired of giving out money. I think there is another reason. Y'all want to hear what I think the reason is? Like, it's funny, but I'm not joking. I think Biden leaked that information because he is low-key trying to, and this is just my opinion, I think he's trying to sabotage the Harris campaign. I'm just going to say it. I'm going to say it. Y'all can come get me if you want to. I'll wait outside with my hands behind my back. But nobody's coming because we said defund the police. But I believe he's trying to sabotage the Harris campaign. And I'm going to tell you why. Joe, go get him Joe, had no intention of stepping down from the presidential campaign. Joe Biden was pushed and forced out. You heard what I said. Your uncle Joe Biden was pushed out. He wanted to continue to campaign. He wanted a second term as president, whether he's capable or not, and he was pushed out. And his spot that he campaigned for and got, they gave it to Ms. Harris. It was given to Ms. Harris. Ms. Harris did not primary. The people did not choose Ms. Harris. And I don't care how many social media campaigns or media spins or trips to Club Shay Shay that she takes, it doesn't change the historical fact. Joe Biden primaried. He got that spot fair and square. They forced him out. And I believe he's trying to sabotage the Harris campaign. I do honestly believe that in my heart. Y'all know I wouldn't say it if I didn't believe it. Now, I could be wrong, but that is what I believe in my heart. Okay? And I believe he did leak that information over to the New York Times. I think he wants the people to know that Volodymyr Zelensky, the comedian that they call their president, that criminal, that thief, is actually begging for things, and he wants it on record that he didn't give it to him. So that way, if she does, it makes her look really bad, makes her look terrible, actually. The other reason that I think, hey, baby brother, what's up, Gabor? The other reason that I think that Biden is absolutely trying to sabotage the Harris campaign is because while she was doing her speech, was it, in front of the White House, and they got the White House all lit up to give her the optics like, oh, I'm already official or whatever, he was in there on the internet calling half of America, or according to the polls, over half of America, garbage. I thought it was funny. I said, Joe, did you really call people trash or garbage or whatever? I said, oh, Joe, why would you do that? And the only explanation I have is that Joe Biden wanted to sabotage her. I think he wanted to tee it up for Trump, and he did. And the next thing we know, Trump is out there with an orange vest on, riding in a garbage truck with his name on the side of it. He is trying to sabotage the Harris campaign. Joe is pissed off. So, like I said, right now, y'all, we are in a powder keg anything can happen. This to me, this election is not real. This is so unreal. I've never seen anything like this. I and don't ask me how long I've been alive. I'm never telling you. When I'm dead, cut me open and count the rings. Okay? But in all my life, I have never seen an election cycle like this. Ever. Never. Never. It's never been done before. I've never heard of it. So y'all be safe, be super careful, be aware of the grocery recalls. Like I said, if you get produce from Trader Joe's, be super careful. The children at school, please pack their lunches until the whole listeria scare is over. Let's be safe. Let's keep our families safe on election night. Y'all be careful being out there because, like I said, people are already on social media making statements that give me reason to believe that things could get violent. So you want to be careful. And those of you who celebrate Devil Day, be careful going out there this evening. Be careful allowing your children out without supervision because things are, getting a bit out of control. So listen, that's it for today's Black Not Blue updates, and hopefully I'll get to see you guys again tomorrow. All right. And for everyone else, I will see you back on my main channel on the front porch because we do have to cover what's going on with Megan Thee Stallion, what's going on with Ray J, what's going on with DJ Academics, Whack 100, and Jay Prince over in Houston. So I will see you guys on the front porch in about 45 minutes. Okay, talk to y'all then. Thank you so much for tuning in to Black Not Blue. I appreciate you. Bye.